Are we live?
No.
Oh.
You'll know.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't with these people.
Wait until Georgia.
Every 10 or 15 years, a film is produced that is so overwhelming, so forceful in its impact, that it becomes deeply embedded in the mind.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
Appreciate your choosing our theater. And to make this experience more enjoyable for everyone, we hope you'll refrain from talking during the show. Enjoy the movie. Thank you.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You're watching Still Toking with. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. And as always, the magical Benjamin. How's it going?
It's going well. If my camera would stop for it. Oh, there it goes. See, it stopped. I just had to say it. Had to stop. What's that?
It's not the camera. It's you.
Hey, listen.
Him
Monkey.
and Bigfoot both come in fuzzy.
I hear voices.
Me too.
Where are those voices coming from?
You know, Bigfoot. There's a theory around that. Like he's
Baby
an
Sasquatch.
alien or
Distorted looking.
yeah.
He's blurry. Hey everybody, it's me. I'm not the other guy.
I can see how this is going to go. Benjamin, why don't you introduce our awesome guest?
Honestly, I don't think she needs an introduction, but we will introduce her. So this amazing woman has basically wore all the hats that you could possibly wear in this industry.
For real.
I mean, like, I was blown away when I looked at all her credentials. But let's welcome Miss Tane McClure. Did I say it right?
You did say it right, Tane.
If Jeff was here, he would have said McClure or something. He likes to mess with our guests.
Well, hi, you guys. I'm really grateful to be on your show.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yes, you are. I have to tell everybody I'm in Kauai right now. I'm on vacation. This is a bathing suit, and later I'll show you my view. But I'm having a good old time between all the other working jobs that you say I do, because I do, producing and directing and all kinds of crazy stuff.
And that's just a little tiny bit of what she does, folks. And we're gonna hopefully we'll have enough time tonight to get into a good portion of all of it.
I just must have ADHD or something. I'm just gonna.
Well, I did some background research, and both your parents were amazing people. Your grandmother, I mean, this kind of just fit. all aspects of it just fit. It was like all the stars aligned. I mean, and you're in Hawaii right now, so I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
I'm jealous. We're preparing for winter.
Right?
Like,
I know it's really hot here right now. But
yeah, giving sacrifices to the volcano gods.
Yeah. LA. Yeah, I'm grateful to be here, though. Really, I'm actually part Hawaiian, actually. So
really,
yes. You didn't know that, Jar Jar, and you did your research.
Well, I have to say, like, when you brought up her grandmother, I was like, "Oh crap, I didn't go back that far." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, hold on." Like, no, usually,
well,
like, I'm
just real quick to touch on her. Her mother was Hawaiian and Polynesian descent, and she was a singer. Now, her grandmother was a gifted opera singer.
Correct. You guys know me better than I know me. Yes, May Brush. May almost when she was younger. But yeah, she was an opera singer. And when I was growing up in Hawaii, she had this beautiful grand piano in the living room. And she'd sing and play. And I play a little bit of it, but I wasn't very good on the piano, actually. But she got me started in singing. And, my father being an actor, I don't think I really knew anything else to do but something in the entertainment industry. I never, other than maybe writing, because I started wanting to write as well.
Since you brought up your dad, can we get one? You must have hung out with some big names, like huge. That, oh my God. Can we get one crazy dad used to have so and so over, and he would let me ride on his lap as a horsey, and like I don't know, like there's got to be something crazy. Like,
well, my dad's my dad's best friends. Unfortunately, my dad passed away when he was 59, but I was obviously very close to him. And when we lived in Encino, California, he had a lot of big name friends. And I remember when I was really little, and this is making me old. I am old. We would go actually to watch Frank Sinatra in the concerts. My dad actually dated Nancy Sinatra for a while. And then we had, let's see, oh my gosh, James Jury, Clint Eastwood. God, I could just go on. I mean, my dad had a lot of friends, and he was I can brag, he was very well liked.
That's pretty dope.
He was a good, yeah.
Do you feel better now, Jeremy?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like there's so many. As a geek, a nerd, a dork, I don't know what anybody wants to call me. Like your family, as Ben brought up, I didn't even know about your grandmother. Like, that's impressive. Like, you guys are like just like
the whole shebang.
Legends.
The whole shebang.
Very sweet. That's very sweet.
The whole shebang.
Well, yeah, definitely. I don't know. I just, like I say, I grew up being in the industry, and that's what I knew how to do. And then, one thing led to another. It just, that's kind of what you do, And also horses too, because my father was actually a real cowboy. He actually was a buckaroo in Nevada when he was in his teens, and roped and cattle and did all that kind of stuff. So when I was really young, I started riding from when I was like 5 years old up, riding horses. Sorry if there's noise in the background, but
no worries.
Yeah, and so you just follow your parents, I guess, or follow what you like.
Right.
Did you ask him to be on the Virginian, or was something he was just like, hey, let's throw my daughter into this? And like,
I think it was my mom. I think she wanted to do a part on the Virginian. Cool. Yeah, so I did that. The episode is Small Parades. I almost forgot. It's been so long. I was a little kid.
I'm sad you're not at your house doing this, because like I was ready for the whole show and tell kind of thing.
Really?
You got like tons of. I watched a ton of interviews with you, and like you have like history in your house.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I have a lot of my dad's things and different stuff.
And your own things,
yes.
Let's hear about going to Germany and opening for Linda Ronstadt. Like, oh my God.
I love that you know that. I love the only thing that's a little bit weird about my career is my maiden name is McClure, right? And then when I'm going to get to Linda Ronstadt in a second, and then when I married Jonathan Kane, he wasn't in Journey at the time. I'll get to that too. He was in a group called The Babies. To make a super long story short, he wanted me to change my name to Kane. I actually didn't. I wanted to stay McClure, but he wanted me to, and I was, okay. So the problem with my career, a lot of people don't realize that Tawny Kane is Tane McClure, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm grateful that you recognize Tawny Kane, because at one point in my life, I kind of felt like my singing career like disappeared, because like nobody even knew that I was a singer. But yes,
a really good one. Mind you. I listened to your full album, your self-titled album today. Like,
I really appreciate
I really only had five hours to prepare for this, so I jam-packed everything into my brain that I could.
I really appreciate that. So I opened for Linda Ronstadt in Germany. That was pretty darn amazing. I also opened for Eddie Money for quite a while, and Greg Kinn, and it's funny, Jefferson Starship.
Yeah.
Wow.
You geeked out for that one.
I did, right. And so, I did. Grace Slick. And here's a story. Okay, quickly, a quick story about music. Okay, so I'm opening for Grace Slick, blah, 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 Jefferson Starship in Las Vegas. This is a long time ago. And I talk about geeking out. I'm such a fan of Grace Slick. So I see her backstage, and I walk up to her and I go, oh my God, I'm such a fan. I've been a fan of yours since I was a little kid. And she looked at me and she went, kind of like, and I'm like, because I was, she's like, make me feel old,
Yeah.
21, and like, it wasn't too bad. I totally geeked out. It was very impressive with her.
I do that myself.
What?
No, I was just going to say, you know who else geeked out?
Who?
Well, actually, everybody that's going to geek out seeing you at LA HorrorCon October 1st and 2nd.
That's right. We better
What a
promote the LA
segue.
HorrorCon, or
Right.
I'm going to go bad. And speaking of geeking out, LA HorrorCon is. I'm actually really excited. Have you guys seen the celebrity list? It's like I'm not. You did. I'm not.
Leo can probably pull it up though.
I will.
Leo has magic
my
fingers over there.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They've got some classic horror people, and I'm lucky to have done more than a few horror movies, so I get to slide in there.
Right.
Like Crawl Space with Klaus Kinski, if you're into that kind of, horror genre from way back when. Death Spa, Death House. And my movie Trance, that's now released on Amazon. It's listed as, it needs to be listed as a horror because it actually gets very horrific as the movie progresses. There's a lot of horror and scary stuff. But, so that's a good Halloween movie.
What's the synopsis there?
Well, it's actually about magic. It's about my character's quest for real magic. And in the story, which I co-wrote, but it's very quirky. I cannot tell a lie. The movie's quirky, weird. If you like that kind of stuff, where you're kind of going, what in the heck? Then you're going to love the movie. But she's trying to find out if real magic, true magic really does exist. I don't mean like pretend magic cards. I mean like, in the story, her grandfather was a famous magician, and supposedly he could actually levitate for real. And I don't want to tell you too much more, but my character tries to find out if it's actually real, and she starts getting attracted to this magician played by Bruce Abbott. But there's a problem. She's married to a mafia guy.
Oh, jeez.
Played by Martin Cove from Cobra Kai and Karate Kid. And so there's instant conflict between Bruce Abbott's character, plays a magician, Taylor Black, and Robert Leone, played by Martin Cove. And I'm in the middle, causing all kinds of trouble. So that's,
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And actually there's a scene where I levitate up into the desert.
How is your chemistry with Mr.
Cove?
Cobra Kai?
Oh God, I love him. He actually, to be honest, if you're gonna check me on IMDb, we've actually done a few movies together, mostly all low budget. Trance was low budget too, but he's so fun to work with. Great guy. And you know what? Honestly, I want to almost tout him more than myself for Trance because I think his performance is funny, quirky, whacked. I mean, it's good. It's good. Like I say, the movie's it's quirky, twisty, it's got a comedic edge, and just gotta see it.
So there you go, folks. You got to go see it. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, it's real easy. We all have Amazon.
Yeah. The
whole world has Amazon at this point, right?
Yeah, you just kind of scroll around and go, oh, that's the one right there. Yeah. And then watch it.
Yeah.
Just think you're going to be in a trance. So trance, bam. It all works out.
Yeah. And I'm I'm excited about the HorrorCon because I'll probably be geeking out trying to meet some people myself. And then because I produce, there you go. Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Romello. Oh, I thank you so much. Yes, Trance is also on Vimeo on demand. It is on that.
Look at you.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that. I enjoyed playing the role.
Romello stealing our thunder.
That's why we do this live, so that people that would never get a chance to interact with such amazing guests have a chance to interact with amazing guests.
Well,
this actually should prepare you for HorrorCon though, because we run a lot of panels. I don't know if you have to do a panel at the con, but the guests are a little scared not the guests, the fans are usually a little scared to start answering the questions or asking questions. But as soon as the funnel opens, it kind of just cascades.
It's awesome. And Leo, I know Jeremy keeps cutting you off, but you do realize you have the power.
I do. But wait a minute. Yes, I know.
That's the mute button.
Well, the thing was, I interrupted him big time last time, and we
About
didn't
what?
get a chance to go back. I don't know what you're gonna say.
Oh, I don't know either. She's talking about ADHD. I'm like ADD.
We
central.
both have ADHD.
Yeah.
I can tell already.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I saw that you
Jack
pulled
of all trades.
I saw that you did have the list for.
I
yes.
Look at that.
Look at all those celebrities. For sure. Well, yeah, just scroll it. It's on. There are really some really great people.
Oh, Jan Birch.
Yeah.
He's been on.
They have it in alphabetical order, so you're going to be all in the B's, and then yeah, you can just
Oh,
scroll
there's
through.
what's his name from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Right. There's some really good stars.
Actually, he was.
So you're
also
gonna get
in,
us a few autographs while you're there. Okay, I'm just
Yes.
writing down names
Yes.
right now.
He was in Sons of Anarchy, but he was also in Too Fast, Too Furious. He played the cop when they put the bucket on his stomach.
Yeah.
See,
That's. Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Well, look that he Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
He's good also.
So, folks, I mean, all this amazing talent plus Tawny there. I mean, you got to go. LA Horror Con.
LA Horror Con.
She might even wear a bikini because it's.
Well,
LA,
I'm not
so
going to wear a
there's
bikini at the LA Horror Con.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not going to be as warm as Hawaii.
No, it's definitely not. But I'm super excited about the LA Horror Con. I really am.
That's really cool.
And it's at the Los Angeles Convention Center. I hope I'm right when I just said that. So correct me if I'm wrong. But you're on camera.
Hey,
Say hi.
sexy.
That's the so this is
How
an
come
art
you're not in
story.
your bathing suit, buddy?
Yeah, well, they are. My husband's family's reunion. That's what it is. And there's like 17 of us. And that's why we're here. So it's not really all about me, actually. It's about
That's
them.
fantastic.
That is amazing.
Family's what it's all about.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
I mean, why would you do all this if you don't have somebody to share it with and have
Right?
memories and to be like, guess what I did today? Like I got to brag about who I was going to speak to tonight. Even the kids in the house even knew who you were because Legally Blonde.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Blonde. Right.
Oh yeah, they were all about it. They're like, "Oh my God, we know her." I was like,
I had
"I
a
know."
great time filming that. It's funny too because I don't have the largest role on the planet on that, but it's memorable. I played Reese Witherspoon,
And it reoccurred. So
and and everybody talks about it. They love the character and everything like that. So and it's kind of one of those things you do. Of all the movies, you do one little comedy, and everybody remembers you from that one, which is really great. While they're all doing all kinds of stuff, I'm going to show you guys something. Here you go.
I am going to say this. I see nothing but men going behind her to the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's all men.
That's where all the beer is.
Yes. Do you guys see that?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Isn't that beautiful? That is just
This is
gorgeous.
not fair.
I know, right?
Gorgeous.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
In the best weather in the world, it looks like right now.
Yeah, it's really great. Hey, Gary. You want to be on camera? Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Anyway, so
Better
yeah,
than us,
Somebody
he's in
else is
Hawaii.
wearing clothes. This is not
well,
fair.
they just came from Costco.
Oh,
So anyways, yeah, so I mean, I'm really excited about it and be able to promote that. Oh, I did want to talk to you guys about the producing that I've been doing, right?
oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So I produced a movie called Voyager 2150. It's a short film. It's a sci-fi. And it's been cleaning up in the film festival circuit, which I'm really grateful for. And so the same executive producer of that, we are now producing a horror film called Seance Games Metaxu. And I'm really excited to announce that. And that'll be where it's just starting in pre-production. And it's about a group of young TikTokers or social media stars, all of the above, that decide to do a seance. And because they're so famous and they have so many followers, they basically break the internet and open the gates up. So it should be really
that
exciting.
sounds pretty cool.
Now, are you going to actually
Leo's
grab?
geeking out right now.
What?
Are you gonna grab real TikTokers for that?
Well,
one?
that's why I'm not. It's okay to announce it because we're really looking for. I would love to have TikTokers and big social media stars, but the question is honestly whether or not they can act. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, some of them really
well,
can. I have my eye on a few that I've been following. They don't know I'm following them. I'm stalking them like crazy. But
Hey, you're like me. That's great.
I am. I'm stalking.
Well, if you
possible
need
cast
a
members.
really unpopular social media personality that has no followers or anything on any social media platform, I'm always available.
That's not true. You have followers. Look at you guys, and I love your opening and everything that you were doing.
That's
So,
pretty crazy, huh? Ben and Jeff. That's actually Ben and Jeff. They. I don't know if you know much about Ben and Jeff, but like they're actually also jack of all trades. TV show, comic books, animated series, all sorts of craziness. Like
in this show.
and this. Oh yeah, podcasters.
I could tell. I see, Ben, you've got your the
the
that's
backdrop.
kind of like an old 8mm image.
Yeah.
It's an 8mm, right?
Yeah.
Is it 8? Yeah. So no, okay. We're gonna geek out for just a half a minute.
All right.
Absolutely.
I am a what's called a senior editor. So I work for a whole bunch of companies.
Mm-hmm.
I do After Effects, Cinema 4D,
Nice.
Adobe Premiere. So Voyager 2150, I did all the editing and sound design and everything. So, and I worked for a bunch of companies over the years as their main producer, director, editor.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of that came from, honestly, working and trying to produce movies and productions like a long time ago, and either not liking how the end came out, like the post-production, or running out of money, and all of a sudden realizing now I've got to finish it, and it doesn't, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to learn how to edit, which I actually took on with, gusto, and really learned how to become a good editor. So, I've edited a lot of shows and commercials, and I've directed a bunch of stuff like that. And I think one of the things about that is that it's kept me working no matter what.
Yep.
As an actress, sometimes you get a part here, you get a part there. And for me as an actress, a lot of times I was getting roles that I didn't love anymore. It was always like TNA. And hey, I have no problem with that. But there's more to me. Do you know what I mean?
You'll hear no complaints from this side of the gallery.
No, I mean, it's okay to be, or even try to be as best as you can be or whatever. But, I have more that I can do, and I wanted to have an opportunity to produce the kind of projects that I would like to do.
Right.
And so, like, for example, Seance Games.
Incredible Hulk TV show.
Yes, I love, yes.
Mello goes back.
Thank you so much for commenting. And it's really, as a director, because I direct quite a bit, as a director, being an editor, and for those of you who are editors,
Leo.
you know that when you're a really good editor, it really helps you as a director, because especially if you're working on an extremely low budget and you're like, boom, I got this shot, boom, I got, okay, I just need an insert, I need this, I got it, let's move on. And I can do it because as an editor, I can see it being cut in my mind, And if I'm lucky enough to work with a good cinematographer, I work with often with a cinematographer, a woman named Sandra Stenzel, and she's fantastic. Very, very creative, artsy kind of cinematographer. She has her vision of what she wants, and then we talk together and we can get it done. I know I've been talking a lot. You guys probably have questions, and I'm just
the whole
we do, but like this is great.
Well, wait a minute now, Jeremy. We run the show totally unscripted, and basically that's why we ask backstage, key points we're going to touch on, but it's all about you. So for you to sit here and talk and tell story, I mean, that's what we enjoy, and the viewers and listeners enjoy. So,
well, I got stories. I got
by all means. Before we get into too many stories, like you said, that's coming. Yep, directed, but not only actress, producer, director, editor, writer, singer, soundtracks, music departments, visual effects. I mean, when I said that this amazing guest wears many hats, I know, right? Animator.
You have an animator credit.
That's probably out lower on my totem pole. That was like a necessity. I had to do it.
I don't have that one yet.
I had to. It was to do with Voyager 2150. I also did it on Rockstar too. It's like you just get in there, and
I was going to get into Rock. I was going to get into Rockstar. Because that won a ton of awards.
Yes, Rockstar did.
After Leo. I didn't mirror my camera, so I'm pointing in the wrong direction tonight.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Okay, so definitely check out our guest at LA Horror Con, October 1st and 2nd. There's still a ton of show left, but we do have an awesome ad here, and hopefully I can hit the right button. Here we go.
Thank you for supporting Actors and Others for Animals. We started a long, long time ago. So when you find an organization like Actors and Others for Animals, it sort of unites all of those of us who want to pay back something for all the joy we get out of animals. Please keep up the good work. Believe me, it's deeply appreciated.
Okay, wow. I got to say something about that ad. That was Betty White.
Yes, it was.
And I had the honor of working with her. I don't know why. I almost want to cry.
Well, we all do. I mean, she was an amazing person.
Yeah. I produced a documentary special for Los Angeles Fox News. It was a Fox News special called Love Betty White. And I was a producer, director, editor on that with Carlos Amezcua. Sorry, my brain. Carlos Amezcua for Fox News. Anyways, to make a super long story short, she was so beautiful of a soul. I mean, just really kind, really great person. And because I was working a lot, doing a lot of those type of talking interview shows, and I also did a whole bunch of them for Los Angeles Magazine, like so many, that sometimes you get celebrity guests and they're snarky or they're fine when the camera's rolling, but when the camera stops, they're kind of. So, I mean, it's funny because since I grew up in the industry and my father was never like that. So when I run into somebody and they are that way, I'm like, oh, dude. But Betty White was literally royalty walking, just an angel, so sweet, so kind, and a lot of things in that commercial about animals and things like that she talked about. I mean, I was honored with being able to edit and put together that whole program, and it was beautiful. Love Betty White. It's really good.
Yeah, we were honored with that commercial from a PR firm that she was dealing with, her and Loretta Swit and a couple others. And it was actually the last commercial that she did before she passed. They weren't going to release it. And then the rest of them said, yes, let's release it. And we actually were the first ones to be able to get it. I don't know how, but he sent it to us and we've been running it all year.
Oh, it's so great. He's a really good soul. Really good. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Because I'm back to promoting again. Okay, my book. Okay. My book. Okay. It's called Rescue Heart because I am an animal lover myself. And it is about a beautiful Native American woman who is kind of messed up with this drug dealer guy in New Mexico. And he also likes to do cool dog fighting. And I don't want to give it away too much, but basically she gets her strength to leave him and she steals his dog to save his life, this dog. And the whole movie and book is about her relationship with this fighting dog. And the dog is and she's
female John Wick.
It's so good and it's so sweet. But anyway, so I wrote the book and the screenplay during lockdown. I just was so determined I have this thought in my head. So so the book was a bestseller on Amazon. You can make it another bestseller if you guys start buying it.
I was going to say that.
Start buying it again, get those sales going. And I hope I don't get in trouble for announcing this, but the film has been winning a lot of awards. And right now, James Brolin is set to direct. So James Brolin is Josh Brolin's father, married to Barbara Streisand, blah, blah, blah. And he loved the screenplay, and I thought he was great. And he's been directing a lot more now. And anyways, to make a super long story short, that's the way it's supposed to go. Hope, just fingers crossed, everything goes through. The title might be changed. We're working on that. But one last little brag. Because I wrote the book and the screenplay, not only did I win awards as for it being a screenplay, but I won Best Adapted Screenplay at the Burbank International Film Festival, like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something. So I was really excited.
That's
So,
amazing.
So awesome.
I'm a writer.
So
Your
Leo,
husband must be wicked proud. I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
you
he's right
are.
he's bored with me. He's not bored. He's not.
Well,
he's like, I'm just getting a beer. Leave me alone.
it's amazing stuff.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. As you can tell, he's like, yeah. She's doing a podcast.
Leo, where can they find out about our amazing guest?
Where can they find out about me?
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
Leo has a
yeah.
job. Leo has a job.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, definitely check the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And also, don't forget to check out LA HorrorCon if you're in the area. It is October 1st and 2nd, and along with our awesome guests here.
So the Amazon, I'm not sure if that's in the show notes, but get over to Amazon, buy the book.
Get over to Amazon, buy Rescue Heart, the book. It's the screenplay is a little bit different than the book. I cannot tell a lie. There's a little change there in some of the storylines, and watch Trance, my movie.
Yes. Yes, we still have some time. I was gonna hammer him with Trance again.
You go.
I have to say, like, I was just talking to one of my kids earlier today, how it's so much more fun and rewarding when a person is this passionate about their craft.
Yep.
Like you are like just fire. It's fantastic to see somebody this. It's inspiring to see.
I appreciate that.
You know?
I to be honest, Rescue Heart is the movie that I really want to see go, whether I direct or James Brolin directs, if he does, because it's got a really lovely story about, rescuing a lovely dog.
And that's going to be a full-length feature?
Feature film, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We'll
that's
have to
amazing.
keep an eye on that. We'll have to keep.
Well, maybe there's a part of me that's consistently trying to make my father proud. So I love you, Dad, Doug McClure.
If he was proud of you when he was around, so he's just like ecstatic now. He's like, hey, take a break, breathe a little.
Well, she is. She's like,
probably right.
Oh yeah, you're in Hawaii.
He's like, you're in Hawaii and you're doing an interview. Like,
yeah, I know. It's okay.
Funny.
That's what's blowing me away. If I was in Hawaii, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to reschedule till this week when I'm home.
No, it's okay because I'm here for 10 days and the HorrorCon's October 1st and 2nd. So wanted to get that promotion in, and I really appreciate you guys quite a bit. So
no, we appreciate you taking time coming out here. Yeah, I would, go ahead.
Romello. Yes, my favorite role that I've done over the years. Well, actually, it's a little unusual. I love playing the role in Woman Scorned 2. That was with Andrew Stevens, and I did a lot of movies with Andrew Stevens for his company, Shannon Tweed. You guys know who Shannon Tweed is, right? So she did quite a few, and then she was deciding she didn't want to do them anymore, and they were actually looking for the next Shannon Tweed. And in that time period, you had Basic Instinct, you had all those movies that were out, and women were kind of pushing the boundary of being sexy and all that kind of stuff. And still, I didn't mind playing the sexy roles as long as the movie itself had some meat to it, and a Woman Scorned 2 really did. But there's some nudity and stuff like that in it, so it's not for everybody. But I really like my performance because it was killer. So it was fun. It was a complex character. Other than that, probably Trance. Yeah.
Again, Trance on Amazon.
Trance on Amazon.
Yeah, and then after that, buy the book on Amazon, Rescue Heart.
Well, wait, and then actually, my album isn't. You can't really buy it anymore. You submit it. But...
Oh well, do you have it on Spotify?
Yeah, it's on. No, it's not on. It's on SoundCloud. So it's on.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So there you go.
We're good.
Like holy moly!
So just to back up, just a minute, just to geek out, just for a quick second. I know you said After Effects and Adobe, but some people use both. I know I use both myself. Final Cut or Premiere?
I'm okay. I actually edited on Final Cut for quite a few years because I worked for a company called All Media Services, and they have wanted everybody on Final Cut. I believe I edited. Is that Final Cut? I think the Betty White show and a bunch of those were all Final Cut. But once I switched to Adobe Premiere, I really prefer Adobe Premiere quite a bit. And all the different tools that kind of commingle with After Effects and whatnot. And, you know, their sound design software isn't bad either. You know, I mean, it really is a good suite. I mean, it really is a good creative suite, hence the name. So, yeah. And then, I don't know. When I want to do something, I put my mind to it. And if I don't know how to do it, I just like Google it.
Right.
It's probably on YouTube.
So if you're who's the editors of you guys? All of you?
Me.
Okay. Do you ever like
I
do
dabble, but
something,
not.
and then you know how to do it? You'll appreciate this. And all of a sudden, like, however time goes on, all of a sudden somebody gives you a job, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, do a 4-camera, you know, live edit. You're like, yeah. Oh, how do I do this 4-camera thing again? Do you ever done it? He's like, no, I know how to do it all the time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like, oh my God, where's that button?
You should see us every time we're trying to set up the live camera.
Yeah, it's like, where's that button? No, I mean, sometimes
That's
my brain, my
good inside joke, huh, Ben?
my producing partner, Sandy Stenzel, when we took on the job of doing Voyager 2150, there's now if you have a minute to hear the geek part.
Oh, yeah.
We knew
I
wrote the script. It's a short film. It's 20 minutes, but it's really good. And if you're into that kind of artsy, kind of wacky 2001 Space Odyssey thing. But a whole bunch of times the spaceship is in the storyline, you know, cruising through and doing this and all that. And my production partner, Sandy Sandel, goes, you put a spaceship in the movie. Why does it have to have a spaceship? I go, because it's about space. It's got to have a spaceship. She goes, where are we going to have a spaceship? And I go, yeah, I'm going to make one. It's like, you're nuts. And I'll tell you that the insider true story. So before we actually shot principal photography of Voyager 2150, we were obviously planning on all the special effects and the animation, everything that we were going to do. And I already know Adobe Premiere and all that kind of stuff. And so I was looking into hiring somebody else to make a spaceship, and then or buying one that was already made. This is 3D, right? It's not. Well, we had an actual set that was a spaceship, and then everything else is 3D animation. Every one of the animators that we interviewed or we looked at their work for what we could afford. This is a very important part. Mm-hmm. It looked so fake and so cheesy and so not. And I learned later it's, you know, how complex, blah, blah, blah. So the cheat that I'll admit is what we decided to do was buy a wireframed already, you know, built on Cinema 4D. And it was just this big ship, but it was made, it was complicated, right? And I basically customized it. I learned how to do it, reskinned it, pulled the nose out, did the wings, and made everything move. So when I say I didn't make it from scratch, but I did, you know, from that point. Then I had to learn how to move it on the screen and how to, you know, composite it in. So it was a lot of work to do, but I enjoyed it. So I'm just sharing that with you guys because you edit. Yeah. Everybody else probably.
Well, that's not
like you probably got all our nerds going, oh my God.
Right.
No, it was
beautiful and nose nerd stuff.
No, it was great to get her done. You know what I mean? It was right.
It's not really a cheat, you know. It's you know, every, you know, like I mean, you always pull something from something else, you know, whether it's like a template
how could I have built the whole thing? That would be like a special. We would have any film production. We would have hired somebody, but it was helpful for our budget because our budget was small. For them to get, I bought it and then I customized it and manipulated it, you know. And that took a little bit of art as well. You don't think about it until you actually. And oh, by the way, Voyager 2150, I believe is going to be available on Amazon before the end of the year. It's an art film, so you know, art film, sci-fi, 2001 Space Odyssey thing. But it's to get a spaceship to land. You know, you think, oh, I'll drag it and it's going to go like this. It looks so fake. You have to literally make it go.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. And then it's like, okay, now it's landing. Oh, that looks so fake. Why does it look fake? where's the dust? Where's the, where's all the this? And I'm like, oh God. Then I got into Adobe Premiere and fixed it there. And it's like, oh Lord. But it was fun, And our next film.
It's great to see that you cared enough about all that little details.
The details.
Like
Well,
the dust coming up and the shadowing. And
actually, too bad I didn't give you guys.
that's probably why all these things are winning awards. Like you understand that
we work hard. Yeah, we work hard, and we did Voyager 2150. To be totally honest, with the purpose of trying to get it to win some awards. We had a dual purpose going. One, I'm trying to show that I can do this as a producer, director, editor, and show that I have a team that can work really well together at an ultra low budget. That part of it. And then also the executive producer, Nisha Patron. It was all about her music. She has an album that was coming out, and it's her song, beautiful song. And the whole short film is based around what that song means. And you'd have to see it. But it's basically about the Voyager 1, the spaceship that is a real spaceship in NASA right now, that was sent out in 1977. And on that craft, it's not a ship, it's a craft, there was a gold record. You can Google this. And there, all kinds of music from Earth was put on the gold record. And the reason for it was, we believe that it would be a source of communication to any potential aliens in the universe. 1977, NASA. Here's the best news of all, to all geeky people that like that kind of stuff. You can Google it, and the Voyager 1, there's actually two of them, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, is still out in space, and it's still sending back information to NASA since 1977. So the movie Voyager 2150 it's the year 2150, and a Gantarian recovers the remnants of the spaceship, finds the gold record, and plays it, and discovers music for the first time. And the rest is.
That's awesome.
What were you going to say, Leo?
She's what?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I thought Leo was going to, I think, because Leo kind of went like this. I thought he had something he wanted to say.
Brownie.
No. Squirrel.
Wait, Leo, what kind of brownie?
Yeah,
my brownie. As I'm a farmer, I share with all my friends.
Hey, farmer.
Yeah.
What are we farming?
Oh, it's legal here in Massachusetts. I think it's legal there in Hawaii.
It's legal everywhere, pretty much.
Almost, yeah. I think there's only like 13 states left or something like that.
Something like that.
They'll get
okay,
in
I
line.
feel like I talked too much, so
You're doing, everybody's geeking out.
I got a question.
Yes.
What do you miss most about the 80s?
The music. Did that come out too loud? 80s music. There's some really good rock and roll from the 80s, and I'm not just talking like myself. You know what I'm talking about? I miss that.
Real music.
Well, and it really, that music back then was so telling. If you're having a movie or something of that era, you don't include it. There's just something wrong. Like the new Quantum Leap just dropped, and
did you know about that, Leo?
I just found out about it.
Nobody told you, huh?
Yeah, I know. Apparently, they told me like a month ago, and I forgot.
Too many brownies.
I love the original Quantum Leap. How
awesome.
anybody know?
The new one's really good, but they drop his first leap is in the 80s.
Yeah.
And as soon as he's there, they have just a song kick in, and it's just like totally 80s. It's just.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, Tani, if you could do this, you must know people. But Netflix has this show called Stranger Things, and this season they hooked up with Kate Bush, and like I have to tell you, it would be awesome. You have your 80s self-titled. It's like the 80s, like rock music. It's like your voice, the sound, everything. It just works so well. I think it would be a great thing. You got to hook up with some people over there at the Netflix and be like, Stranger Things. You guys think of me. Think of me.
Well, you want to know something? My daughter Kayla McClure Arntz. She's she's in production, and she works for a company that actually does producing. She posts on Stranger Things. So,
Oh,
so I should just ask my
look at
daughter.
you. Yeah.
Right.
Be like, we're the 80s. Like, come on.
Come on. Yeah.
Hook mama
Well,
up.
Yeah.
Right. And if that don't work, we do know Andrei Ivchenko.
Ivchenko. He's one of my favorites.
He played the Russian Terminator in season 3, and we just had Christian Garnier on, who plays 10 in the new season.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
You guys are great. I was gonna say we'll make some calls, but we'll make some emails.
Yeah.
Want to hear what I did with Andre? Really geeked out moment. I got him to play opposite of me. I was Count Rugen from Princess Bride, and he played Inigo Montoya. And we did the scene where he kills Count Rugen at the end. Oh, it was so awesome.
Oh.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
I got to dork the hell out.
But we're here to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Tawny.
Hey, did you know she's got a book out called Rescue Heart
on Amazon?
Let's do our list.
No, we got Trance.
No, Ramella's asking, how did I get
Yeah, he stole that one from me because I mentioned it backstage. But go ahead. I'll let him have the thumbs up.
Carr was my manager at the time. I wish he still was. He's a great guy. And he was not only was managing my singing career, but he was doing a lot of music coordinating for movies. Oh, this is actually a really good story. How much time do we have? This is
as much as you want.
Well, I should probably get going with the family.
Yeah. We have about 9 minutes to the show, but
this is a good story. Okay. So he said to me, look, I've got this movie and your music is really great for it. You wrote the song, you got me burning the third degree, blah, 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 photoplay and another one. He says that they really like, and it would be really great for this movie called Terminator. And I went, okay. And who's it starring? Arnold Schwarzenegger. I went, and who's the director? James Brolin. Did I say James Brolin? He's on my mind. James Cameron. And I'm like, and so I say, okay, fine. Remember now I was young and being silly.
Yeah.
So I say, okay, take the music, blah, blah, blah. So I went to the first screening of the movie before my music was actually in it. And they hadn't done all the finishing. They hadn't done anything like that. And Linda Hamilton's there. I get all these names right. The actor, blah, blah, blah. James Cameron. And we're watching in a small screening. And it's a lot of the special effects and animation, 3D animation isn't complete. So it looks kind of strange. And the soundtrack isn't there and all the SFX. And I'm looking at it and I walk out and Bud goes, what did you think? What'd you think? And I go, I'm sorry, that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my whole life. And he goes, oh my God, just shut up. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying it out loud. So you know where this is going, right? So I don't know how many months down the road, maybe 9 months, a while, I got invited to the big red carpet premiere. So I go, I go and I see this movie, and I have never been more embarrassed of my idiotness in my life. It was so dang good. And when Terminator first came out in its time, so good. And just the sound effects, it was thrilling, and everything looked so good. And I think in many ways at that point, I realized how much post-production can do for a movie. Of course, the performances were all good. Of course they were. But the sound effects, the layers, everything, it was, and oh my God.
Just adding music to a scene changed the whole feel of it.
Cordy and Brad Fidel and his beautiful soundtrack. Yes, absolutely fantastic. I literally was like, and my manager was like, Bud Carr's like, told you. And I'm like, good ball. So anyways, I was nice about it. I was never rude, but just goes to show how naive we can be and we don't know. So when I'm actually working on a film that I'm producing and directing, and I actually will send to the client a rough cut. Oh my God, you should see all my layers of my email layers of just like, okay, this is just rough. It won't look like this. You have to believe me. It's going to look much better than that. And 9 times out of 10, they still go, yeah, but you know, when she goes like this, there's nothing in her hand. And I'm like,
well, no shit.
It will be there. You know what I mean.
I won't forget it. I promise.
So again,
How?
October 1st and 2nd. October 1st and 2nd.
LA HorrorCon.
LA HorrorCon. I will be there in person, amongst all these. I'm not worthy celebrities, but please come and see me. I would really, anybody who's going to watch this either now or in the future, please, I'm asking you to come, because
horror fans are some of the greatest kind of. I've only done 2 horror cons at this point. I'm a huge comic book nerd, and holy crap, horror fans they're like so welcoming. They are like the nicest people.
Yeah,
I was not expecting that.
I did the Hollywood show a couple months back, and I was shocked to have fans coming in with giant posters of my movie Crawl Space with Klaus Kinski. And I did that when I was really young. I was like, does anybody even remember that? But they're really into, you know, that. I mean, Klaus Kinski, you know, is very well known. You know, he's, you know, Keith passed away, but he's quite the character. And I signed so many big posters, I was in shock. So
these guys are yeah, you're probably you could do the horror cons for the rest of your life and not have to worry about writing books, movies, producing, animation, anything else, and you could just tell you. But like, we're happy that you're doing everything else.
What are you trying to say? We should try to get her on the East Coast into our horror con.
That would be great.
I'd come.
So that you can actually interview her in person. Is that
what
you
God,
want, Jeremy?
Are you serious? Would you let me to do a panel with you, Tani? Like, I swear I would make you laugh, and it would be so much fun, and we would do a scene out of, hold on, I know, we'll do a scene out of King Kong. I'll be King Kong, and you'll be my Jane, and I'll be like holding you up. Well, not really, but...
Alrighty then. So LA HorrorCon, October 1st and 2nd. Check out her movie on Amazon, which is
Trance.
I was just waiting to see if anybody else would jump in. Leo, he's just like, ooh.
No, I've written, even during the interview, I was sitting writing down stuff.
I got to send you the trailer of Trance and Voyager 2150.
Oh, yeah, that would have been great.
Absolutely.
We could have shown that during the show. Damn you, Tani.
But that's okay, because we can still
work.
We can still show it. It doesn't.
Can I send it to you?
Yeah.
Anyway?
Yeah. I'll send you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Her book is on Amazon as well.
You have.
So head over there. Thank you. See. I'm.
Don't
and if anybody
curious to see what I'm doing, it's mostly all producer stuff, but sometimes personal things there. My website is McClureFilms.com. 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 I believe that is in the show notes.
There you go.
I believe I already found that link, folks, and it's in the show notes. Leo, where are the show notes?
There.
Up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. And on that, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. For me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. But I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. A ton of awesome people doing a ton of awesome stuff. Head on over to thedorkening.com for more information. And Tani, where do you like people interacting with you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. That's one of the best ways, at Tane McClure. And I don't use Twitter.
Smart.
Facebook is McClure Films. Awesome. But I say Instagram. Oh, I'm on. Nah, just do Instagram.
Sounds good. And I believe we have all those in the show notes.
Yes, we do.
Senior Jar Jar.
All right, you can find me at Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction on the Facebooks. And then if you're looking to start your own pull for your comic book collection, check out Box of Comics with an X. My homie Chris Mitchell will hook you up.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Benjamin.
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
So, for us, just go to stilltoking.com. You'll find out everything you want to know. Everything from the comic books to the novel to the TV series to the cartoon series to this series. Yeah, it's all there. It is. But to all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do every day so people like us can do what we do. Tawny, hang tight while we close up the show if you don't mind. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. We're out of here.
Deuces.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you so much.
Or tune in like an hour for the Dorkening.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
right.
so sorry. Leo, you have another show tonight, don't you?
I do. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Quantum Leap and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
I'm heading back to trim jail myself.
Okay, now you have to explain that because
All right,
it
didn't sound right.
Harvest season. I'm stuck in trim jail. I have to trim all that wonderful product into wonderful product so it's usable.
There you go.
Yes.
He has to make his medication.
Yeah, there we go. I'm fully medicated.